This is Quite Frankly podcast because life is weird and we have thoughts.
My name is Joanne and this is my sister Danielle.
Hello. So I have to say, we had a successful launching and I'm not sure where this episode is going to be coming up, but we've been holding on to our podcast for a while and we're so excited because this week, when we're recording this is the week that we were launching it. And I first want to say thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the comments. It helps us get traction, the likes, the shares. Everybody's been so generous and so wonderful. Thank you so much. And, if you like a content, make sure you like it, share it, all that other stuff, and subscribe. So thank you. Again, Joanne and I really enjoy making this. Right, Joanne?
Yes, I do enjoy making it.
Yes.
I feel a little bit narcissistic because I listened to it and went, wow, we're really good.
Wow, we're awesome. In our heads.
Oh, we were talking about things we were interested in.
Right.
Anyway.
But I think the biggest things that before we jump into, I'm excited. We're going to be talking a little bit about what Joanne did this past weekend. But I'm just going to figure I'd ask, anything else going on aside from that? I mean, I was going to say I got back on social media. And
yes, I've seen some of your posts. I went on to Facebook and I see you occasionally there, but sometimes that's the only one I know that you went back on.
Well, part of me had a goal. I'm on Instagram and on Facebook, and I'm on YouTube, which I'm actually
Instagram.
Yeah. On YouTube, I'm planning on starting like a beauty, health, and wellness, more beauty focused, and having guests on and stuff like that. On the YouTube, or just going live.
And you could do it before and after.
Joey, I don't know. Is there regulations on YouTube on how many followers you have to have before you can start doing lives? Because I even think we should start doing lives here and there. Because that's fun.
It's 1,000. Last I recall, it's 1,040,000 minutes, watched minutes.
I'm just shy of that, so I'm going to have to get mine up.
Oh, okay.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I'm just trying to build my social so that way, there's more opportunities to be able to go live and do stuff like that. But let's get back to the topic at hand, Joanne. Where did you go this weekend? Because it sounded really interesting.
Okay. I went to Yogaville, which I told you about beforehand. I was like, what? A yoga retreat. It's a personal retreat. But I found out afterwards it's an ashram. Okay. Which an ashram, for those who don't know, is like India's version of a monastic place. And there are
Is this
monks there.
like that live, eat, pray thing?
Yes. It's
but in the United States.
Yes.
It's
not
eat,
the
pray,
live
love,
or
the
eat. It's the
eat.
pray of the eat, pray, love. She goes to India.
Oh, I see. I got it all wrong.
Which one did you think
I
it was?
called it eat, love. I don't know what the heck I called it.
It's eat, pray, love, and it's the pray of the... and, it's funny because I suspected it, but I did no research whatsoever. I did some mild research, and there is some controversy, so stay tuned. We'll get to that. Yeah, and it is the reason why I may not go back. Ooh. But I'd like to go back. It was a delightful experience. It was an amazing experience. The man who started it, I can't say his name. I wrote down his Sichidananda Ada. He's a Swami. He came to Woodstock, and there's some sexual misconduct.
Oh.
Yeah.
But he's gone now.
Oh, he died 20 years ago. However, if you go on to this ashram, he is very present.
Okay.
Very present. He's in every single room. Multiple pictures of him in the room. Of course, I walked into the room in Cole Gordon and I was like, ah! And then my friend said, oh, yeah, there's a picture of him in every room. And I went, I don't know. And then she pointed it out. Oh. And there's a book on on a table with his picture on it.
So you
and
can't
his
escape him.
teachings. No. And that was the whole part of it that was interesting. So I went because I heard people have had spiritual experiences there, and I would say I probably have. I like to say I had some magic moments.
Magic moments. I'm gonna
yeah.
want to hear about that. Okay.
So actually, I'll just. It's outside of Richmond. It's in the mountains. I believe it's the Blue Ridge, although my friend said it might be Allegheny.
Richmond, Virginia.
Richmond, Virginia. Thank you. The Blue Ridge Mountains, the Shenandoah. They look like Blue Ridge. They have. It's a low cost place, primitive. I want to say. You don't get TV clearly. They do now have Wi-Fi, but you're not encouraged to use it, even though. They have yoga and meditation classes. I know the meditation classes is at least 3 times a day. I'm sorry, I keep burping. I don't know why.
That's okay.
And then there's yoga classes multiple times a day. I don't remember how many. I know I went to a few. The part that blew my mind and where I had this incredible experience is something called yoga nidra. And just fair warning, I keep calling it hotel nidra. And I think it's because my favorite chocolate is hotel chocolate.
I don't know.
Together!
Okay, because chocolate should equate to some kind of
Euphoria.
Euphoric experience.
There was a woman who told me she used to do acid, and of course she felt it was not a good thing to continue, but this is the closest she can get to that.
Now, mind
feeling.
you, I'm like, for anybody that does not know, Joanne is a chocolate freak. I say that with connoisseur. Sorry, connoisseur. She knows where every fancy schmancy chocolate place there is. And it is very funny when I do have chocolate and it's not meeting your standards, how much you look down on me. So I look down on you.
How? That's not chocolate, Danielle. That's paraffin.
But sweet, I eat it.
Yeah.
So
anyway, go ahead.
No, well,
it's easier to answer.
I'm trying to decide if I want you to walk through that experience or just walk through. I actually know, before you do, I want to ask you, what was it that you were hoping to get out of this experience?
Good question. First, I love exploring. And it's funny because one of the things that I got out of it is who I am. And I was told that, I went for what's called a personal retreat. And you basically just get a room. All your meals are there. It's vegetarian. It leans vegan, but they did have some yogurt there. So I was hoping to... My goal was getting more clarity of what I should be doing with my life as a 55-year-old. Kids are adults. Like I'm been feeling kind of lost.
Mm-hmm.
That's another video. But so that's why. But I am also a type of person who love experiences, new experiences. So this opportunity came up. 2 people I admire greatly go to it. And I found that out all within a span of a week. And I was stunned. And the people who go there will blow your mind what they do for a living. But I think they come here because they have such incredibly intense jobs. This gives them a break.
Really?
That's my suspect. But that's what I went for, and I didn't quite get what I wanted, but I got close.
I was going to say, if there's one thing I know about you, Joanne, you have a very high and vigorous standard for things. Um, I don't know if
Maybe.
expectations or something. So when you are going to commit to be doing something, you have a certain level of your expectations. I'm like, I want it to be somewhere around here. It's not saying that if they don't hit it, you're not, generous with what you're giving, but I know that you have a very high expectation of things if you're going to invest your time and money into doing it.
Yes, and I will say, because it was a personal retreat. So, do you remember years ago when Dad took us to DC and we went to that monk place, the Franciscan monks, and
Did
in the
I do that though?
catacombs?
I don't know if I went.
Could have sworn you were there. Maybe you didn't. But there's a place in DC, and they have these catacombs, and you go in, and this particular monk place has a place on their property that you can stay and have your own personal retreat. They
Hmm.
call it something else. I forget what. And I always thought of doing that. But there was this fear factor of not knowing. There's this fear factor of Catholic Church. And
I ran away from that.
yeah, yeah. Although the monks have, I remember, I don't know if you remember the monks at our, I don't know if I should say
Parish.
their name. Our parish who used to come to our class. They were funny.
They were
I
funny.
enjoyed them.
I feel as though that when it comes to any religion, and this is my personal belief, I'm not saying that this is everybody's, but it's my personal belief that there is a truth in every single thing. It's just surrounding yourself with people that are not bending the word, so to speak, to their will.
You know, that was a big part of this ashram. The Swami who started it was a big believer in that all religions have a similar message and they can come together. And I think so I didn't do a lot of research into his teachings. A lot of his teaching was that Bhagavad Gita, which is ancient Sanskrit text from India, 4,000 years old. I had to look at my pronunciation. I wrote it down because I know what it is. I think a lot of people do. But that was his. I don't know if that's part of the Bhagavad Gita, but I know he believed it, and his symbol has all the religions. And when you go into the shrine, I'll give a picture. I don't know if you'll be able to put it up here, but if you see the lotus and you go in, I don't like. I think it's not my style. Let's go
Okay.
like that. It's very 1960s, even though it was built in the 70s. But when you go into it, the bottom floor is all the different religions, including Asian, Native American, African. Anyway, so it's interesting you say that. He believed that all had the same message.
Huh. So with the idea that you wanted to go into this, maybe find some grounding and everything, do you feel like you got a certain level of that, or?
Yeah. First, the part where I got the most out of it is that yoga nidra. Forcing myself to say yoga, not hotel, but yoga nidra. It is a type of relaxation that is incredible. And when you get to that point of relaxation, now I read about it before I went, and I went onto YouTube and I was like, oh, let me try it. And it was really, I was getting a good night's sleep every time I used it. So you can go online and check it out. But
Ooh, I have to find it.
it is not the same as when you go to the ashram and they walk you through it. It's a different experience. They have different technique. And then when you get there, you're there for, I don't know, it depends on which class you're taking, 10 to 20 minutes. And you know how there are states where you're asleep and there's states where you're awake, and there's that little in between.
Yeah.
That's what the nidra is that
Oh.
in between. Yeah. And that's when you hallucinate. Just kidding. No, you have, for me, I'm a very visual person, and the images come. And they even say, this is the real you. You are now in the state of you.
Out of ego and into, okay.
Yes, and it was an experience that was blown me away. The second, there were several moments where I did a lot of hiking. Nobody hikes there, and yet the hiking there is astounding. But the other time I was there, I was doing hatha yoga, and so should I? This is a longer story. I don't know if I should
do it.
Okay, so you're doing the hatha yoga. Now, I've done hatha yoga on YouTube. It's different.
Okay.
This is different. One, they walk you through it. It is very light. You do the sun salutation. And then I'm on the floor, and there's this thing, and I know I'm pronouncing this wrong. I wish I could. If I can find the name from my friend, I will put it in the description. But it's something sounding like Senkupla. And Senkupla is like sending out an intention. And she was having some people, I was told that a lot of times you set it out for the day. But she was saying, once you go out into the world, what is your Senkupla? And put it it may be something you're not doing now and you want to do. So phrase it in a way where you are doing it now. So I was thinking, and she said, then we'll come back to this, but right now say it and say it 3 times. So I said, I will have a daily practice of paint. I am practicing painting daily. So I had to rephrase it too. And I said that 3 times. Then you do a little bit more of the hatha yoga. And as I'm doing it, I was thinking, wait, do I really want to paint every day? Is this something I really want? And then I was like, no, I don't think it is. All this time I thought, I got to paint. I'm not getting to it. And then we got to a point where she says, okay, we're coming back to the Senkupla. So you can repeat it again 3 times, or if it's changed. And I'm not talking like an hour later. I'm talking like 10, 15 minutes. And I was like, yeah, it's changed for me. And my Senkupla, I'm going to share it. It's not a secret. It's not like making a birthday wish.
That's kind of what I was thinking. But no, it's kind of silly. Yeah.
I didn't say that, but mine. And there's an argument against it. If you say it out loud, you're more likely to keep it. That is not my case. When I say it out loud, it doesn't matter. It means nothing. But for me, it was I am finishing my undone projects. I have several half-done projects, and they're on my mind. And I should either get rid of them or finish them. And I want to finish them. So I also find if I finish these undone projects, incomplete projects, I think I use undone because I couldn't think of incomplete, but incomplete projects, I feel as if I can move forward better. And I'm exploring these. I started them to explore them, and I didn't explore them deep enough. So that was my Senkupla. Said that 3 times, and but the process and to get to that was astounding to me because I think if I said the 3, I would just moved on and done my life. But because there was still some hatha yoga, quiet, everyone's quiet, and you sit in poses, you have time to think it. Like, I said this thing, wait a second, is it what I want? Do you know what it was a interesting process.
It's interesting because I have found in the past year, there's been more and more times where I'm like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. And then realize, no, it really isn't. It's more of what people kept on saying I was good at, or
you should do this.
You should do this. You got this, talent or experience doing X, Y, and Z, so you should be doing it. And I'm just like, I don't want to. I don't want to. And it's very funny because I had convinced myself for so long that that's what I'm supposed to do, but really it's not. So, yeah, I get it. And
And
it's
what's
profound
nice,
when you have that moment of clarity.
yeah, and it was nice that I got it like right right away almost.
Mm.
But yeah, it was
Isn't it crazy how much like unneeded pressure we put on ourselves
yeah.
for things that really, in all honesty, we don't actually want?
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying I would never go back to painting. I would, and I love sketching and drawing and doing little doodles, but it was more of a painting. Like these aren't my paintings, and I haven't done it in a while for reasons, but uh, I like to, but I want to be a master of something, and so.
So, was there any other experience in all this that you feel as though brought a lot of value coming out of it?
Yeah, the other thing was the friend I went with, there are classes there that you can take, and it really goes over that Bhagavad Gita to learn more about it. But she said it was a deep dive and you would be lost. And I think she was correct. But that was good because I had moments to hike. And there's a sacred mountain in India, but this was explained to me, and I could be wrong. Um, there's a sacred mountain in India called Kailash, and people hike up it. It's very high. I think it's the highest. I don't know. But he named one, this Swami named one there. She said, go hike it. And oh, stunning views. Anyway, as I was walking through it, one of my issues is I don't know how to define myself. People ask me, what do you do?
Oh,
Or what, like even there, someone says, oh, so what do you do for a living? Because all of these people have crazy, powerful jobs. They come from the DC, Northern Virginia area.
okay.
So I said, I'd like to tell people nothing. I actually said that to her, and she looked at me. I was like, I raised my kids. And then she gave me her story of how she regrets not spending more time, which was sweet. I think it was to comfort me, but that was her journey, so I didn't care. You know how I am with people. But anyway, so during that walk, during a hike, and it dawned on me, it's one of the first, no, there was other times, but it was one of the few times where I was hiking on my own, and it was new territory. It was only like a mile. It wasn't a mile there and a mile back. It wasn't a strenuous hike, but I was hiking and I was thinking, I am a hiker. I am a green witch. And, oh my God, I thought of something else, and apparently it's not that important because I forgot it.
Yeah.
But it was very clear in my head, I am and I know that doesn't, as they say, you're supposed to strip away. That's what the nidra is. You strip all that away and it's just you. But in the real world, understanding who you are in
Helps you. Yeah.
in this materialistic world, it helps you to make decisions.
I definitely think getting back to the first episode where we talk about an existential crisis, like one of the things about that is the fact that in so many ways you're stripping away all of your identity in this physical world, and you're left with that, and you think, oh, look, I've connected with that. But the truth is, you get to the real world and you're looking at it like, is this all there is?
Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to do with this now?
I will say I'm having a hot flash. It just
That's okay. Don't worry about it. I was having one when we first came on, and my shit's a little swampy or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
One of the great things of being in your 50s.
Yeah. It dries up real quick with me.
But I was going to say that it is a complicated thing going from here I'm connecting with myself and then finding value in the ego. But we all have to
Yes.
exist in this world.
Yes. That was the first time I called myself a green witch, I got to tell you. And it's funny because part of the reason was I went to this class for joints, and I mean joints as in, because my friend convinced me. I don't know if I needed to go, but I like the Hatha yoga better. But she said to me, she was giving me some ointment that she was swearing by, and I said, I use lavender for this because it's anti-inflammatory, and she went, oh, and I said, yeah, I'm a green witch. It just came out. I don't know where it came from, and I was just okay. It surprised me, and that's where I was thinking of it on my walk, and I was like, yeah, I am a green witch. I could see it. I'm a hiker. I'm a naturalist. That's it. A naturalist. It was something else, but I'm not going to say it because.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I think so.
It makes sense.
I'm a conservationist. I'm nature.
You're part of nature.
It was a lovely moment for me.
I
don't
love
think
that.
I would have gotten there if here's the thing. Somebody's like, oh, you should bring your husband along. Oh, I got to tell you, I said to the woman as I was leaving, the woman at the front desk, she's like, oh, are you going? And I was like, yeah, we gotta get back. My friend needs to get back. And I said, and really, I miss my husband. And she went, oh, you don't often hear that here.
That's funny.
I said, I get it. I was like, I was glad to come here on my own, but I do miss him.
That is so funny. That's nice that you do miss him, though.
Yeah, it was nice. I mean, it is nice, and it's a pain in the butt, and it's not a nice feeling to miss someone. But on the other hand, I'm codependent too.
I will say this. It sounds like it was a good adventure. How many days were you there? 3?
2 nights, and it was like a half day in the beginning and a half day at the end. So, and you get all the meals there, which was like, it was $185 a night. I got my own room. Thank God they had air conditioning. I was worried. And I got a bathroom. Not all the rooms have bathrooms. And then I went, and then you got all the meals. Like from dinner,
and
first
then
night
the class
to
work
lunch.
was extra?
No.
No.
Now they have retreats, like they'll have guest speakers come in, and that you had to pay for it. But all the meditations and all the yoga classes just.
I wouldn't mind trying something like that.
Yeah, and the thing that sucks is there's some controversy to it, as I said, and I would like to go back, but it's a struggle because there is deep love for this man. I would even argue they worship him as much as
like a deity. Interesting.
And they are not recognizing these poor women who I do, Julie. Now, there's a civil case, and I do believe they were abused, and yeah.
Interesting.
I could give
Isn't it strange to think that there's something, I mean, something that sounds really, really good, but it's born from poop? Sorry, I was thinking of like...
There's a lot of things. Like
fertilizer.
Yeah. Yeah, that allows us to put our videotape up on YouTube and still say it's safe.
Right.
Although I think I cursed in several podcasts. But I will say that's how I felt about Elon Musk originally. Now I think he's just the scourge of... Let's not go there. But he built this infrastructure of electric cars that nobody was willing to do. I'm not going to give him credit for the electric car. I think that's always been about. It was the infrastructure.
Yeah.
But he is doing a lot of things that are harming humanity. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, it's a very strange back and forth in many ways.
I
And
think now he's harming more than helping. Did you ever see the robot Optimus?
I saw a video, but I have to go and take a look again. You're saying something without saying it, so now I feel like viewers, figure that out for yourself because I don't know what it was. I'll ask
Someone
her
said to me that Musk doesn't like people. He's just trying to replace them. We should do a whole thing on AI. Oh, that's scary.
I would have to do research.
God forbid.
I know that
it
sounds
will scare the living out of you. Out of you.
I hear two different sides of the coin. In the sense of like where I can totally see where it could be used for maniacal purposes. But then I also see it as if used properly, it could be a wonderful tool to society. And I think that's where it's really frustrating. Sorry, I'm going to get comfortable in my seat. Is it any different than nuclear power? Nuclear power was supposed to be clean energy, but we made a bomb. Because that's what society does.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yes. But so here's the thing. I think what the ladies, the women who are abused are asking for is an apology and a recognition. When you go to that place, you feel his presence.
Right.
It's overwhelming. They still have ceremony every day, I think twice a day, at his tomb. That they, like I said, it's some people there. It's a religion. I saw someone, kiss their hand and then put it to the picture. They did that every time they passed and I think he needs to be recognized as a man who made mistakes. And I think that place can be still a powerful place if they did that. So after I learned, I got more into a deep dive when I came back because I was like, this was wonderful. But then when I read, I was like, oh, crap, because
I almost feel like this is like a whole nother podcast in some ways, but it is all connected to this.
Well, I think the controversy needs to be addressed.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that what's fascinating is that I feel as though for a lot of people, you can separate the gift that they gave.
Yes.
From the horror of the person.
Yes.
I think of J.K. Rowling. So
I'm
problematic.
not going to comment on that
okay,
one.
I feel like a lot of things she says are very problematic. All right. Does that take away from her books or what she did? No, it shouldn't. But I can see where a lot of people are hurt by things that she has said and done. Yes. And then when you look
she's still alive, though. This man is not alive anymore. Right. She's still alive, so some people can argue you buy her book, it goes to her, and that's not right. But now, also, I don't know the whole controversy too well, so I don't want to comment too much on it.
But also what you can look at it in the controversy is that we don't know if there was any evidence of this person learning from their behavior. Like part of the human experience is you're going to make mistakes. I mean, ideally not something that is going to harm another human being, but the whole point is that we make mistakes and our goal is to grow and to learn and to do better in the future. And, he's not around to defend himself in that regard. If you put it in that perspective.
He was around when the first accusations came.
Okay. But the point
he didn't say anything. He didn't say he did it or he didn't. He just kept quiet.
it's kind of like also with Elon Musk. You can appreciate for the infrastructure that he made for electric cars and still not appreciate him as a whole.
So here's the thing with Elon Musk, though. So if he never existed, now his controversy, I understand. If he never existed, and we didn't get that infrastructure, and would you rather have it so he didn't exist and we didn't get the infrastructure, or would you rather have him exist, we get the infrastructure plus all the other crap? I think I would do without the infrastructure. I think
Someone
we
else would have done it
gotten
eventually.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have taken longer, but I think somebody else would have done it eventually.
It was funny. Someone was mentioning how the Rockefellers during the time they were like really problematic, but then in the same breath, I mean, they caused a lot of issues to everyday working people, but then some of the greatest like museums and whatnot that came out, maybe it was Vanderbilt. I don't remember who it
The
was.
Sacklers.
Some of the greatest museums that were out there were funded by them. So we are people that have been able to benefit from all of that because of them. But in the meantime, they exploited the poor and they exploited all these people.
That was the Sacklers too of modern times.
Right, of millions and millions of dollars.
Pharmaceuticals.
So, yeah, I guess, yeah, I don't know where to go with it. I don't know where to go with it. All I can say is if there's something positive to take out of it, then you take it.
I will say this. So I heard this story. I was doing Tai Chi at the time. This is what I did during COVID. And they would give a little lesson. The guy, I forgot the guy's name. I'll put it in the description, but he would tell us a little story and then teach us a part of the Tai Chi. So his story was about how the universe started in this culture of Tai Chi. And I'm paraphrasing. So he said, first there was nothing. And then, hoping I get this right, there was chi. But the chi didn't move. It was still. Then it split and you get yin and yang. And they are opposite forces. And because they were opposite forces, they moved. And the universe started moving. And I took from that, you need bad and good.
Right.
And everyone has a little bit of both. None of us are perfect. I mean, even you could think of Jesus and the stoning of the woman, and he says, he who does not, who is without sin, throw the first stone.
So there's a whole spiritual philosophy of where, before we're born, us as souls come together and we make a soul agreement, soul contract. Mom really believed in that because I remember her telling me that whenever she felt like, oh my God, what am I doing? When it comes to the kids, like, am I going to make the right choice? She goes, I always fell back on the idea that, well, they chose me for a reason to be their parent. Now, one could look at it as getting out of accountability. But what she was trying to say is that she would try her best to the best of her knowledge. And that if that wasn't good enough, there was a lesson to be learned in that, whether it be for her or for the child, because they had a soul contract that they were going to support each other's growth, whether it be as a detriment or as a positive. So if you look at it in the perspective that there are people that are born into society to create a problem so society can break free from something, and learn. There's so many people I could mention right now, but I'm not going to go there. But like, they're a catalyst to things that are waking people up to like, this isn't what we want, and move forward. So basically, even right down to the concept that my ex-husband was in my life for a lesson, for a reason, for my growth. Now, being on the other side of it, yeah, I could say I grew, not necessarily wanting to go through what I went through, but I grew. Who's to say on the other side of things, he's going to be like, see, I got you back. I was the one that did all those things because I love you. I don't know. That's going to be a little bit of a mind fuck right there.
Yeah, that was one of the fascinating things that came out of the ashram too, is at the mealtime. I would challenge people, and one of the things I brought up was that soul contract.
Yeah.
I was like, my mother believed.
Yeah. I don't know if I believe it
you
or
can't
not.
prove it. Yeah. I was like, you can't prove any of this.
No.
And then I would say religion is based on what happens after we die. And religions come along and say, I know what happens. And I can tell you how to get to the good place. And that's a power structure that I struggle with. And my friends say, but that's faith, Joanne, that's faith. I go, I know, but it's not based on facts.
Joanne's like, I have no faith in any of you. Any of you.
Show me the proof.
Quantifiable proof. Good times. Good times.
Then we say, you're only going to find out when you die. And maybe not.
So I think this was like the second or third time. Did you catch it? I keep on having some kind of orb that's passing my
Oh,
camera.
yes, I did see it once.
I just saw it and I'm going, where is this coming from? Because I don't see dust or anything. I don't even have the fan on right now.
So I occasionally watch a YouTube channel called Revealing Light, and she does tarot to what happens in politics in different parts of the world. The United States is a big part, and she occasionally has an orb go by, and she says it's spirits.
I personally think it's dust, but I did consciously go, where's that dust piece? I don't see it. Like looking around my computer because it did cross in front of me, so it's between the camera and me. So I was like, "What is that?" So
you blurred out a bit. That I did see something, but it was blurred. So I'll be curious to see this.
To see the recording. It could be Mom. It could be Mom saying, "Stop talking about me. You're being mean."
You know, that's the other thing, though. This really spoke to a lot of things that Mom have said over the years. Yeah, I was like, oh, Mom would have loved this place. She wouldn't have liked how much they worshipped the Swami. But other than that, she would have loved this place.
I found that Mom was not a big fan of human deities.
No.
She liked the thought of them being masters, like Jesus was master. She also thought that his mother was too.
Yes.
You know, yoga.
She never discussed about the whole Jesus being a deity or not. She didn't follow the religion. I did say to her, you know, Mom, I think some other religions fit your thing. And she's like, no, I'm here to learn Catholicism.
But yet which is weird because she learned a lot of other stuff too.
I agree, and there's a part of me that thinks she was saying that to blow me off. Because she would say, oh, look, I learned this from this religion.
Because she learned stuff about Buddhism. She learned stuff, she learned a lot of different stuff, but I do believe she always encompassed it in Catholicism, Christianity. I don't even know if it's even that. I think she took a lot of practices from other things and made it fit into her Christian belief in Jesus. Though when she spoke of Jesus, she saw more as a prophet and a brother, a person that is, he is you, you are he, we are God's, you know, sort of encompassing it.
Into my belief that she was a witch who was burned at the stake. In another life, clearly.
Where's the quantifiable proof, Joanne?
I said belief.
Right.
I didn't say fact. My theory.
Let's prove it, Joanne. Let's go looking through the historical records.
I had a psychic It was not asked for, but I had a psychic who did a deep dive into my previous lives. And one of them was I was a doctor in the 1800s in Thailand. And I went to look to see if I can find this doctor.
Did you find it?
No.
Of course not. I've always wanted to do a past life thing so I could look it up and see if I could find it.
I can give you the name of this woman.
Maybe.
I wanted a psychic reading. She gave me a past
It's like,
life.
I'm resentful of this. I never asked for it.
I didn't. Well,
no, I
I'm not
know.
gonna
If you're
go into
spending
it.
money for something in particular you want to get.
it was a lot of money too.
Yeah.
It wasn't chump change. And so I've been becoming a bit more about psychics. I haven't had too many.
I've had some
I
positive
sometimes
experiences.
I can't be read, or maybe they're charlatans. I don't know. But yeah, I haven't had. I had some good experiences when I was young, but I had one psychic tell me, "I don't see anything but blackness around you." I know. I like that.
Oh my God!
Okay. But
I mean, I'm going to assume that just means she's not seeing anything.
you
Like,
know,
she
I
wasn't
did. But then she
connecting.
finally saw an old man with a lantern. And in retrospect, now that I've learned a little bit of tarot, she was describing the hermit. Yeah, which makes a little sense. I sometimes think of myself as a hermit. The hermit card. But yeah.
Oh, Joanne, we got to do an episode on tarot. I wish there were certain people that we could get onto the podcast, but I don't think they ever would. But it would
And
be
read
really
them?
fun. No. Just to talk
come
about
on
it.
to the show. I'll do your reading.
I was talking about siblings.
Oh.
But okay.
Okay.
But yeah, this was definitely and thank you for telling the cost of each night there, because
Oh yeah.
and what
They
you're
have
getting out of it.
camping there, and I was told that if you're a poor student, they have like a hostel setting that you can go to, but it's like 700 acres. A lot of it is undeveloped and a lot of bugs. But so bring your bug spray.
Well, we'll have to put like the website into the comments, not the comments, the description, and you know, depending on how you feel about things, do your own research to take a look at what you feel about this whole lawsuit thing, whether or not it's something that really makes you feel uncomfortable. One individual, it would be a shame if one individual ruins an otherwise beautiful
It's more
experience.
than one individual.
But what I was going to say, the problem is that when everybody is still holding that up, it does make it like, can we move from that and just enjoy it for what it is?
Pull back on the whole. It's too much.
Yeah.
At the place. If they pulled back on that, if I was a survivor and went to that campus, it would make me sick.
Yeah.
To see how much they just keep it to the teachings.
Yeah.
They have this thing Saturday night. You're supposed to wear all white, cover your shoulders and your knees. But you go to it. It's like going to mass, and they do a video clip of him. And then there's some sort of entertainment or what I would call a homily or something, or a lecture. And that was interesting. I saw that it was the only clip I had ever seen of him. And he's talking about going to Helsinki, Finland for a massage. And I was like, you're going to Helsinki and you have all these people who are living this monastic life? That was my first thought. And then the other thing was, and I have youth. They said he looked very youthful. I was like, I don't think you look youthful, but all right. And then I said, I think they were being polite to you. But then gotta be
Oh
careful.
my
I didn't say this to my friend.
I can't.
But then he said, I have youth because of the love of you. And your love makes me youthful. And I thought that was sweet, but
Yeah.
not once did he say, I love you too.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
have
hell,
issues.
we were worried that, or you were worried that you felt narcissistic listening to that first episode. Maybe he's got it covered.
Oh, I actually think he could have been a sociopath. But that's a stretch. It's interesting because a lot of swamis at that time who were in America were accused. A few of them did come out and say, yes, we did. That I would not doubt that in India, that might be normal for you get so high. And then I found out later, you know how I said he went to Helsinki for this massage. And then also, I found out they showed me this airstrip where he would have his own pilot and he would fly around the world from this. But the people who lived on his property, $75 a month.
So they would
Yeah.
get paid that amount to serve.
To serve. Yeah, you got room and board, but $75 stipend a month. And that was part of the reasons why they said they didn't bring up charges, because they were what the ladies who are giving the case now says it's a spiritual manipulation. It was financial manipulation too. They were stuck, but it was a spiritual manipulation, and it's got to stop, is what they said. And I agree. Like I said, I have the answer for you. I was thinking of Dr. Mike, who complains. He's a YouTube star, but he's delightful to watch. But he said, it really sucks because as a doctor, you hedge your bets. You're like, it could be this, it could be that. Let's try different things and work it out. But then you have these people on YouTube who come out, or TikTok, and come out, I've got the answer. It's this. And he says it's hard to fight that confidence. And I think that's what religious leaders bring. Yeah. So I would go back because the Hatha yoga was wonderful. The Hotel Nidra.
Yoga. You finally said it.
Yeah. The yoga nidra was good. The food was okay. I'm not a vegetarian. I try, but it's boring to me. There was a lot of eggplant one time, and I think I'm slightly allergic to eggplant, so I didn't eat much that day. So they have a coffee shop on strange hours, but they have a coffee shop, and they have a break room where you could just hang, and they have cool stuff there. So if you go there for a personal retreat, you do have large amounts of time where it's just you. And that's when I hiked, even though it is ungodly hot right now. Ungodly. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm still talking.
You're cracking me up today, though, Joanne.
I always crack up when I'm on the phone with you, though. There are times I'm like, oh my God, can you believe this? And you start cracking up. And then I see the humor in it. I was like, that is insane, isn't it?
I tell people that all the time. Joanne says shit that just makes me laugh so freaking hard. And she's always like, what? Oh.
Yes, this is true.
Lord.
But the funny thing is, with my friends, I'm the one who's quick to laugh, I think. I'll start laughing, and then
they're like, you're laughing inappropriately. What's wrong with you?
And I'll say that. I'm sorry. I see this humor that not everyone sees.
Oh, well.
Actually, sometimes it's just the insanity of the situation that makes you laugh. All right.
Well, let us know what you think of this episode, and if you're willing to try out the place. I almost want to call it the ashram of doom. But it's not. It sounds like it was really nice.
I had a fabulous experience, except for the Swami. I didn't particularly care for his presence.
Right.
It felt a bit invasive. I guess that's a good word. Not when I was hiking. That was the only time it wasn't. But I felt his presence was a bit invasive. But other than that, the yoga was fantastic. The people were lovely. They were kind. Although
Peaceful
I thought it was
location.
Yes, peaceful location. A lot of bugs, though. Bring bugs back. Yeah.
Very nice.
You're far from, places.
So it might be worth giving it a go. Other than that, be sure to leave a comment. Tell us what you think about it. If it's something that you have tried before, give us your thoughts on it. And
I would love to hear your experience.
Yeah. And find out what you think about it. And even with the whole thing with the
Swami.
What is he? The Swami? Swami.
Yeah. Sachidananda.
I give your thoughts on all of that. Yeah. And subscribe. And we want to again thank everybody for subscribing and joining us on this fun little journey that we're doing, which is just two sisters shooting the breeze and talking quite frankly.
We never established that Frank is our
maiden name, last name. Yeah, Frank.
Yeah.
But, that's okay. They'll figure it out eventually.
All right.
You have a good one. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.